Do you need more traffic to your website? Well, if that's the case, stay tuned. We're going to help you build traffic to your website today. How do I bring my faith to work? How do I tap into the power of God in my work-life call? Why am I going through this adversity? Is God mad at me? I'm Oz Hillman, and I've been helping leaders like you answer these questions and more for over 30 years. That's what this podcast is all about. Let's learn and grow together. Welcome to TGIF. Today, God is First. Well, welcome everybody to TGIF at Work podcast. I'm delighted to have a special guest with me today, James Upjohn. And I've actually been working with James for, I guess, over a month now. And he's been helping us in the area of SEO, search engine optimization. And James has a southern accent from England. He's over there in the pond, and I was introduced to him just a few months ago. And James is a kingdom business leader, and he has a great expertise. And so, James, welcome to our podcast this week.
Thanks so much for having me, Oz. I really appreciate it.
So, SEO is designed to help us all build more traffic to our websites. And so, if you are a business owner or you manage a website or have anything to do with building traffic to a website, this session is for you. And so, we're going to dive into it. And James's background, he's been in this for over 15 years, has his own business helping companies drive traffic to their websites. He also has a coaching program that if you want to learn about how to use SEO, then he's your man. And I can personally say that we hired James about a month ago, a little over a month ago, to help us build traffic to our TGIF Today God is First site. And he's doing an awesome job. And we're seeing increase, and he was able to go in and look at our systems, look at things that had been broken. And, we had a lot of things in our background that needed to be adjusted. And he knew where to look, what to change, what things needed to be added. And so it's an investment that's very worthwhile if you are trying to build a business using traffic on your website. So James, let's jump into some of this today, and tell us a little bit about the history of Google and how searches show up on a page, and anything you want to kind of give us the 101 version of SEO.
Yeah, absolutely. So SEO is, as you've already said, search engine optimization. And basically, all that means in simple terms is that you can optimize a website to appear higher up in the Google search results when somebody is doing a search for any product or service. And so I'm sharing my screen now. Can you see that okay,
I
Oz?
can.
Fantastic. So I can see here, I've typed plumbing Miami into Google. And as a marketer and a search engine optimizer, I install, let's say apps, just to break it down simply. I install different extensions and plugins that will allow me to see how many people are searching for any search that I put in. So I can see here that 3,600 people per month go to Google and type in plumbing Miami. There's 3,600 people a month looking for a plumber in the Miami area for that specific keyword. Of course, we can see there's plenty of other keywords here that somebody might put in. Commercial plumbing Miami, for example. I can see that 70 people a month are searching for that. So if you was to show up at the top of the Google search results, either in the maps or in the organic listings, these are just free listings that are on the first page of Google, or in the sponsored ads, you're going to get some of these people actually clicking through to your offer and seeing what products and services that you offer. If you're on page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, nobody's going to see your offer at all. So really, you want to be showing up on the first page of Google. Your website, your offer needs to be here on the first page when somebody's searching to be in with a chance of them seeing your offer and hiring you for your services. So what is search engine optimization? It's just basically understanding exactly what it is that Google wants to rank a business on the first page of Google. It's basically a popularity contest.
Mm-hmm.
How good is your website? Okay, so for example, if I just go back to Plumbing Miami and take a look at this, 3,600 searches a month. In order for you to rank on the first page of Google, the most obvious thing would be your website should be about plumbing and you should be based in Miami. Google doesn't want to be put in websites that are about sausages if somebody's searching for plumbing Miami, because ultimately they want the search engine to be a good user experience for whoever's doing that search. So a little bit of a history about that is Google was founded in 1998, and they said the existing search engines that existed, like Alta Vista, they didn't provide relevant results. So the founders of Google said, what can we actually do to provide a better search engine that it actually shows the things that people are looking for rather than a mismatch of results? And so it was a very, very rudimentary system when they first started, where they said, okay, what we could do is we can make sure that the words are mentioned on the actual web page, and we can make sure that the title has the thing that the person's searching for. And they created something, as I said, really quite rudimentary. And when they created it, it was already light years ahead of anything that already existed. The problem was, though, that people quickly realized what it took to rank on the first page of Google. I just need to put that search many, many times on my website. If I just say, hey, we are a plumbing Miami company that specializes in plumbing Miami. If you need plumbing Miami, come and visit us today at plumbing. Those websites were ranking at the top of Google. And so then Google said, oh, we've created a problem now. This is being really, really spammed. So Google said, okay, then we need to figure out a way where it's said enough times, but not too many times that it upsets the end user. And so from 1998 to where we are today, Google's introduced new rules. They're actually called algorithms, but we'll just say rules of what makes a good website and what makes a bad website.
Mm.
And as an SEO, it's my job to determine, by looking at what's already on the first page of Google, what does Google consider to be a good website versus a bad website? Because they don't want to give the keys to the kingdom. They give you enough to understand a little of how it works, but not enough to allow people to have all of the answers, because then they face the same problem that people would literally just go in, fix it exactly as it should be, and take the number one spot. So there's an air of mystery around it, and that's where it's the job of the marketer to figure out what that is and do the right things. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so I noticed sponsored versus non-sponsored. Tell us about sponsored listings.
So sponsored listings are where you can actually pay Google every time somebody clicks on your listing. So I can see here, it says here CPC $4.28. So if I was to, sorry, Oz. If I was to click on Rapid Router right now, it would cost them approximately $4.28 to get that click from me to be on their website. It's not an exact science, because this is just an average price. So it could be slightly higher, it could be slightly less, but you can write an ad for your website, and you can say, anytime somebody searches this keyword, I want to be appearing in the sponsored listings. And then you would pay every time somebody clicked. So you can imagine if 1,000 people typed this per month and clicked on Rapid Router, and it was costing them an average of $4, they're going to be spending $4,000 a month to get 1,000 people visiting their website every single month.
Gotcha.
Here's the difference. They're the sponsored listings, which you have to pay for. Underneath the maps there's no sponsored here. These ones have got to the first page of Google by doing good SEO. They figured out how to get onto the first page of Google. And so if they're an SEO expert themselves, they can optimize the website and get it to the number one spot for minimal cost. Alternatively, they can pay somebody who knows how to do SEO to optimize their website. And over the course of a few months, they can increase the client's website and where it's showing up in the search results until it gets up onto the first page of Google. Now, if I was to click this Yelp listing, it wouldn't cost Yelp anything at all because they've got the #1 organic listing. It's a free listing. Okay. Now, Yelp's going to be spending money to optimize their website and get it to the top of the search results. But once it's there, any click is free.
Yep. So one of the things that you've been helping us do is we've actually gone through, say, our devotional, and we've seen what types of words. We take a title of a devotional and then we go in and look for search words on the internet that people are searching for, and then come back and incorporate that into the devotional in order to show up in the search engine. Comment about kind of that whole strategy.
Yeah. So again, sticking with the Plumbing Miami theme, just because that's what's loaded.
Yeah.
So the blue text at the top of any listing is called the title. That's what we name the page of our website. And if we look that we search for Plumbing Miami, you can see this first listing has got the word plumbing in the title and it's got the word Miami. So it makes it very, very relevant to that search. Mm-hmm. If we look at #2, we can see it's got the word plumbing, it's got the word Miami. Position #3 has got plumbers and it's got the word Miami. And we can see here, Miami plumbers, right? So everyone that's on the first page of Google is using a variation of this keyword in the actual title tag. Does that make sense so far?
Yep, absolutely.
And then if we also look at the description underneath, which is the meta description for the page, we can see that the bold text is plumbing, Miami, plumbing. It's got plumbing here, plumbing here. The next one has got the word Miami in it. The one underneath it has got Miami and it's got the word plumbers. So these are all on the first page of Google and they're doing two things right. They've got the intent correct in both the title and the meta description. Watch what happens though if I scroll and scroll and scroll. Let's go and look for somebody that's not on page 1 of Google. Let's just say they're on like page 10 or page 20. As we scroll further and further down, we should notice that things become much less optimized. So for example, if I look at Miami-Dade County, in the title, it just says plumbing license. There's no Miami in there. If we look at the description, it says journeyman plumber, but there's no mention of Miami. So this is where search engine optimization comes in. Let's say that Miami-Dade wanted me to do their SEO for them. One of the first things that I would do if they wanted to show up higher in the search results for Plumbing Miami is say, let's fix the title to include the keywords that Google's looking for. Let's fix this meta description to include the things that it's searching for. And then rather than it being buried all the way down on page 8, that should help it move up in the search results. Now, what I'm saying to you is the most basic, simple form of search engine optimization. Actually, it's more complicated than that because there's over 200 different things that Google's looking at when it's determining where a website should show up in its search results. Some of the things would be, how fast does the website load? What does the content of the website say? Is there enough content on there? Is the content that's on there valuable? What pictures are being used? Are those pictures relevant? Does the site load well on mobile devices? Does it load well on desktop devices? When people visit the site, are they actually sticking around? Are they viewing the pages or are they leaving straight away because it's a terribly built site? Does the site load quickly? Like, there's over 200 different factors. So if I was to put Miami, Plumbing Miami in the title and the description, I should see this move up quite a lot in the search results. As it starts getting closer towards the top, that's when we really need to start looking at everyone on the first page has got the keyword in the title and the description. So that's not going to be enough. What else can we possibly do to make this website better to then take it from position #10 to position #5 to position #2 to position #1? So that's literally what we're doing is we're tweaking the website, we're making changes, waiting to see how Google responds, and then saying, okay, they were positive changes, let's do more of that. And then over time, we should see the website just keep moving up the search results until eventually it gets into one of those top 3 positions on the first page of Google.
Yeah. So let's talk. Let's take another case study. As you know, we have a bookstore and we have a book on adversity. How would we start thinking about driving traffic to a book on adversity?
So the first thing that we would look to do is I would go to Google first of all, and this is just my own process. I'd go to Google and I'd say something like define adversity. So adversity is a difficult or unpleasant situation. Okay, so I would say I need to find keywords that people are searching for in Google where they might be facing a difficult or unpleasant situation. Okay, so if I was just to say books on adversity, 140 people a month are searching for books on adversity. Okay, but how many people are searching for things like struggling with my faith? 70 people a month are searching for that. So if you was to show up number one in Google and your book, like somebody typed in struggling with my faith and your book showed up in the number one position for that particular keyword, you could say, are you facing adversity right now within your faith? If you're struggling with those things, this book could definitely help you. Are you struggling at work? Are you being persecuted at work? And so my job as an SEO in the first instance is to find out what people are actually searching for and use that. So for example, here we can see 390 people are searching for prayer for unfair treatment at work. So if 390 people are searching for that, I could say to you, Oz, write an article about a prayer for unfair treatment at work. We can optimize that to get it up to the first page of Google. And then somewhere in the article, you can talk about your book. Hey, here's a prayer for unfair treatment at work. I've actually written a book on adversity. And so this book might help you because you know you're facing your struggles, etc. And so in that instance, that could be one strategy that you could use to sell more copies of your book. Does
Mm,
that make sense?
absolutely.
And so prayer for unfair treatment at work is one keyword. Struggling at work is another. Struggling with your faith is another. Let's just say types of adversity. Emotional adversity, mental adversity, physical adversity. Okay, so if I was to say here, fear of rejection, if I was to see how many people are searching for a fear of rejection, 9,900 people a month are searching for a fear of rejection. So you could write a great article about fear of rejection, and then you could write, like, as you write in that, you could say, if you're facing a fear of rejection, you're going through some adversity at the moment, this book could really help you. It could draw you closer to God. If we get that to rank up the top of the search results, you'll have thousands of people reading that article, and then there'll be a link to buy your book at the bottom of the article.
Now, James, you and I have been using Chat GPT uh, to help us in crafting some headlines and different things. How would you use that in this situation?
So specifically for this, I'll just load up ChatGPT now. This is just an AI for anybody who's not sure what this is. But if I was to type in here now, write me a post about fear of rejection and how that would, and how a book about adversity would help. The book is by Oz Hillman. Include some relevant info about Oz. About Oz. Okay, so this is ChatGPT already knows some stuff about you, Oz, because it's just basically scraped the entire internet of everything that was ever written, and it's got it all stored in the database. So if I ask it to do that now and just click, just tell it to do this, fear of rejection is a deeply ingrained emotion that affects countless individuals, shaping their decisions and interactions in profound ways. Just shoot down to the next one. Oz Hillman is a respected author, speaker, and leader in the faith of art work movement, blah, blah, blah. A book on adversity by Oz Hillman will likely explore the transformative power of facing and overcoming challenges. For someone grappling with the fear of rejection, Hillman's perspective could offer a refreshing and empowering viewpoint. So this is actually writing me a pretty decent article. I couldn't just post this as is. It's not going to be SEO optimized properly. But knowing what I know about SEO, I could take this content now and I could start working on it. Let's make sure we've got the overcoming adversity keywords in there. Let's make sure that we've got the fear of rejection keywords in there. And then I could post that to your blog, make sure that it's well optimized with the right keywords in the title, etc. And we end up over time by working on continually optimizing and tweaking it until Google's happy with it. We can improve the results until eventually it shows up on the first page of Google. And then you've got fantastic content. I mean, this content was written in seconds. It's scary how amazing
Yeah.
ChatGPT is, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I've never even mentioned the word "today God is first" to it. I just said include some stuff relevant to Oz Hillman, but it said here "today God is first," which reaches hundreds of thousands of readers around the globe. Like it knows this stuff about you.
Scary.
but it's scarily brilliant, actually.
Yeah.
When AI first came out, I was one of those who was like, "Oh my goodness, end times! We're getting into AI here, and this is going to take over the world." But I know a lot more about it now, and I'm not scared of it because it's just a computer program that's got a library in it that's it can't think for itself. It will only ever do what we ask it to do, and it will just pull the information from its own library. But I find it very, very fascinating, and it's really, really helping marketers. It's actually brought the cost of SEO down because historically I'd have had to hire a writer, somebody who's probably got some sort of journalistic experience to write that article for you. It would take a couple of days and they might charge me $200 to write that one article. Well, now all I had to do was just ask it, write one sentence and there's the content, right? So that's how I would use it in this instance. But this works for anybody. My wife's a beauty salon owner, and within our local area, she's showing up at the top of the search results for nails and eyebrows and waxing and laser hair removal and tattoo removal and skin tag removal. And I can, when she brings out a new product or service, I can go to ChatGPT, tell them what the new product or service is. I can give it information from our wife's website and say, this is who Lydia is and what she's about. Can you write a new article asking people to book in for this new treatment and explain the benefits of it? And so in that same way, this can work in any niche for any business that wants to sell more of their product or service can utilize SEO to get to the top of the search results and get more business from it.
So people that may not be familiar with Chat GPT, how do they use that? How do they access it? Because it's really free. They have a free version of it.
Yeah, so they have a free version, or I use the premium version, which is $20 a month. But if you need to get a lot of content for your website or whatever that may look like, Oz, you asked me to write a bio, and I copied and pasted my bio into ChatGPT, and I said, "Hey, can you just tell me if this is a good bio?" And it said, "Hey, here's some tweaks you can make to it to make it more professional."
Awesome.
And why was it able to do that? Because in its database, it's got loads and loads of articles about what makes a good professional bio, so it can reference that and then tweak what you've done to make something better. So. I just went completely off track there and forgot what the question was that you just asked me.
No, we were talking
how can they get in?
How to access chat.
Yeah. If they just go to chat.openai.com, it'll ask them to sign up for a free account. And then once they've signed up for a free account, they can just log in and message ChatGPT.
Yeah. They can just describe what they're after and then push that button and it'll put it out in literally seconds. It's amazing. So let's shift a minute and let's talk about some success stories you've had in helping companies with their SEO.
Absolutely. So if I just go to Google right now, I'm just going to start off by just typing in label makers. Whoops. Yeah, label makers. You can see here, label makers gets 165,000 searches a month. And this here, the label makers, is actually one of my clients, the label makers. So they're ranking, I've got them ranking at the top of the Google search results for something that gets 165,000 searches a month. And if I just go just in my own desktop, just search for label, you'll see here, these are all of the reports that I send to them. The label makers, I've done some stuff around wine and sports nutrition and whiskey labels, but the label makers January was a report I wrote for them a short while ago. Label makers February. Oh, these are last year's result ones, by the way. Here's the report that I did for them in January. So that's a really good success story. It's a highly competitive term. There's multiple people searching for it, and I've got them ranked at the top of the search results. Just bear with me 1 second. Skin tag removal, Wigan. Wigan's not a massive town, but skin tag removal, Wigan. 50 people a month are searching for that. Here's my wife's website, Arch Rival Brows and Beauty. And she's ranking for beauty salon billings and basically she's just ranking for an absolute ton of keywords that are driving significant traffic to our website. Oz, you've seen what I'm doing with your website currently. I've got just bear with me 1 second. Big clients that I've got, Provision Living, they're actually in the United States. And this is the beauty of SEO. Although I'm in the UK, I can work with clients all over the world. So Provision Living is one of my biggest clients. They've actually got 21 nursing homes all over the US. In Michigan, so let's say, yeah, in the state of Michigan, Tennessee, Missouri, Ohio. They're literally all over the place, right? And I'm ranking them at the top of the Google search results for many different keywords. Just bear with me 1 second. Provision Living at Forest Hills, ranking #1 in Forest Hills. They're ranking in #1 in the organics. You can see I'm ranking #1 in the maps. This is an interesting one where Google says that it's got no search volume, but we can see through Google Analytics that it is actually driving traffic through to their website. And as I said, these have got 21 different communities. We've got them ranked at the top of the Google search results for most of them. Other success stories, All Florida Safety Institute. He had 13 driving schools in Florida. We had him ranking at the top of the Google search results for that.
One of the things you and I had a meeting this week, and we found that we had a 36% increase in traffic to the TGIF site because of some of the things you've done. Now, this doesn't happen overnight in most cases. How long does it usually take for people to see some real positive activity on their sites?
Well, this is interesting because you said earlier we've been working together for a little over a month. I started working on your SEO at the 30th of November was when you agreed and said, yeah, let's do this. So all of December, all of January, all of February, it's been 3 months. And it takes a little while to get started. Obviously, in the first month, I was doing a lot of your keyword research and trying to figure out what people were searching for and mapping out the content to the pages. And then the second month, it was like, okay, let's go in and actually tweak the content and make sure it's okay. And we're now starting to see the fruits of all that labor and work, because as you said, I was able to say to you, hey, Oz, if we compare February's traffic to your website to January's traffic to your website, you've seen a 36% increase in the number of people that are visiting your website. And so, yeah, I mean, it really depends on how competitive a search term is. If you consider my wife's salon, skin tag removal, Wigan, I mean, there's probably only a handful of beauty salons that are targeting that keyword, and Wigan's not a massive area. If you compare that, say, to Plumber Miami, obviously Miami's a huge area and there's going to be a lot of plumbers that are trying to get to the number one spot. So a good rule of thumb really is to say for low to medium competition keywords, SEO is like a 3 to 6 month process. And then anything that's kind of like medium, you might be looking at 6 to 9 months. And then there's certain keywords that are just going to be like, we probably need to go back to the drawing board and find easier keywords to rank for. So, for example, it would be a very, very difficult and expensive process for me to try and rank somebody number one for the search volume loans or mortgages as a single keyword. If I went to Google now and I just type in mortgage, you can see that it gets 450,000 searches per month. And the people that are at the top in the UK, comparethemarket.com. They're like a national company that's got a multi-million-pound marketing budget. So they're going to be pushing out tens of thousands of articles every month. And they've got an entire team of people that are optimizing their website and doing everything that's required. So if somebody came to me and said, I wanted to rank number one for the single term mortgage, I would say it's unrealistic. Now, of course, we could change that to say bad credit mortgages. Let's just say London. Okay, this is what most brokers are going to go after. Now, the search volume there's too low at only 10 searches a month, but let's just take out the word London and see how many people are searching for bad. There's still 12,000 people searching for bad credit mortgages. And we might find that it's a little bit easier to rank for that. Or if I was to say secured loans, London, as a keyword. Only 10 searches a month. That's not a good one. Secured loans, Manchester. And this is all part of the process. What keywords should we rank for? My job as an SEO is to look at how many people are searching, how easy is it going to be to rank, how quickly can we get to rank, and does it make financial sense to go after this?
Yeah.
Now, there are some SEO companies that might say, oh, you want to rank number one for mortgages? Fine, I'm going to take $1,500 a month off you and I'm going to try my best. But all that's going to happen is in 6 months, 9 months, 12 months from now, the person's not going to be ranked at the top of Google because it was an impossible keyword to go after, and then they'll be disillusioned with the process. So it's all about managing expectations. As I said to you before, these low competition keywords, 3 to 6 months, and that's typically what I'm looking for when working with local businesses like plumbers, electricians, driving schools. Let's find the keywords to start off with that are the low-hanging fruit that can see you some results and get you a return on your investment. And then if you want to reinvest some of that money into going after some of the more competitive keywords, we can do that. But let's get your results as quickly as we can.
Yeah, let's talk for those who are kind of in the beginner stage of this. Talk to us about Google Analytics. What is it and what's the use of that?
Google Analytics is a tool that you can install on your website, and it shows you how many people are visiting your website, what pages of your website they're visiting, how they're interacting with your website. Google can give you access to all of that information, which is hugely beneficial. So I've installed Google Analytics onto your website, Oz, and then I'm able to show you every time we have a call. I dive into analytics and say, we had 50 people hit your subscription link, or we had 30 people visit this page, 80 people visit that page. And we can break that data down and say you've got more people using desktop devices than mobile devices, or people don't like this particular page of your website because every time they click on it, they leave within 2 seconds. We need to fix something. It's really, really good to get that level of data from Google. And again, that's all part of the overall SEO process. Any client of mine, I will install Google Analytics, Google Search Console, and really just open up what's happening with the website to the business owner.
Does Google charge for Google Analytics?
No, it's a free service.
And so they just, if they wanted to add that to their website, do they just go to Google Analytics and then follow the prompt?
Exactly. Analytics.google.com.
Okay.
And then there's a track, they sign up for it, and then there's a tracking code that Google asks them to add to their website. If they want to do it themselves, they can speak to their web developer and say, can you just put this code on the website? And again, if they want access to that information, I do offer an SEO coaching program where I teach all of this stuff called Ranking Rabbit. But if they don't want to do that and they're just like, do you know, I'd rather pay somebody to do it, then I'd love for them to just contact me and say, hey, James, what would you charge me to do my SEO for me? And
Yeah.
I'd be more than
Give
happy.
out your information, how people can connect with you or view any websites or whatever.
Yeah, so one of my primary websites, my business is called Leo Rose Media, but the website address is wejustrank.com. Wejustrank.com.
Rank.com. Okay.
Wejustrank.com. And yeah, it's got all of my contact details on here. Here's a load more case studies. And this goes into you asking how long does this stuff take?
Yeah.
So commercial carpeting. This is actually a client that's in Atlanta, Georgia. Sorry, Dalton, Georgia. They're in Dalton, Georgia. Georgia.
Yeah.
Their website was just a little bit stuck. So they was in position 7. And I noticed that there was just a couple of small things that needed tweaking. So I tweaked those things and they went from 7th to 3rd in 2 weeks. I don't know whether you can see this because it's
Yeah.
blurry. That's
Yeah.
over 6,000 searches a month. Huge. Like the amount of inquiries they got increasing just as a result of doing that. This next one, driving school Gainesville, 60 people searching per month. They went from 6th to 1st in 1 month. They're not always that quick. So just to really sort of be clear on that, they're not always that quick. But Mortgage Broker Chester from 120th to top 3 within 6 weeks. St John's Forest Homes for sale from 10th to 5th in 2 months. You can see here multiple different niches. And so if anyone wanted to get in contact, they could literally just go to wejustrank.com and they can just click on the contact, fill in the form, and or get, there's my phone number and there's my email. I'd be more than happy to talk to anybody. If all they need me to do is just do a quick audit of the website and tell them what the current state of affairs are, I'd be more than happy to do that. Hey,
Awesome.
you need SEO, or no, you don't need SEO, or this is what it's typically going to cost for SEO. SEO is an investment, Oz. As I
Yep.
said, it can take 3 to 6 months. People need to be aware that they're paying up front for the service before they see the results, because they pay me to do the work. I make the tweaks. I give them a report to show them what's been done and how long, like, if there's any improvements. But they're going to pay until they hit the first page of Google and start seeing a return. But once they're on the first page of Google, they just get all of that free traffic from Google. And so at that stage, they can say, hey, we don't need to do SEO anymore. You've achieved everything you wanted to achieve. Or they can say, okay, you hit the brief. Let's see if there's more keywords. Let's see if we can grow the business even further. Let's see if we can go into another city. And we just keep going and just keep increasing the profits. As long as the rankings are going up and web leads are going up, there's no reason to stop. Just continue, and everyone's happy.
Yeah. Well, this is awesome, and you've really made it as simple as you can in terms of, a lot of this stuff is very complex, but you've made it very simple to understand. So I want to encourage everybody, if you need to build traffic to your website, James is your man, and he's doing a great job for us. And so I just hope not everybody jumps on there, because he's going to work for me some, and so you can't take all of his time now. So anyway, James, I appreciate you taking the time to tell us about this, and pray that we can all build our kingdom businesses. And James is a kingdom leader and just seeks the Lord about how he works with people, and just been a real blessing to be with. So, James, thanks, and we'll see you next week.
No problem at all. Thank you so much, Oz. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and feel free to get in touch. If you're already paying another marketing company to do your marketing for you and you're not sure if you're getting value for money, I'm more than happy to take a look and tell you, hey, yeah, they're doing a great job. I am a Christian, and I like to run my business with honesty and integrity. So if your existing marketing company is doing a great job, I'll absolutely tell you that they're doing a great job and tell you to give them a pat on the back. So feel free to reach out and ask, and I'll be more than happy to do that for you. If all that does is give you peace of mind, then brilliant. You know, we all win in that situation. So guys, thank you so much. I thank you really very much for having me on, and I look forward to potentially hearing from some of you.
All right, James. God bless. Take care.